And 3, 2, 1.
And here we go.
All right, got some time pressure here. So, quarterfinals are over. Videos have been submitted. They've been reviewed. Penalties assessed. And the tears are now flowing. And the nonsense I've seen is just, okay, I wasn't going to do this video. I talked about it with my wife. And so last night I actually shot a version of this. And I was getting everything together to edit. And as I was watching the things, my brain exploded all over again. I was like, okay, I need to reshoot it. So here we go. Yeah. I've watched videos from several people. I watched Dave Castro's Week in Review where he talks about it. We'll get to that in a second. I've listened to Andrew Hiller on 2 different occasions, Amanda Harry, and Craig Richey. And the nonsense I've heard just, look, I'm a normal CrossFitter. I go to the gym 6 times a week, plus I go to a normal gym just to do weightlifting. I'm not a competitive athlete. I don't like the games. And the truth is, this is reaffirming my dislike for the games. It just, I don't get it. It just, what? Okay. I'm using some stuff to guide me to keep me going off on a tangent, which we'll do that plenty. We'll start off with Dave Castro. And in my opinion, his response is spot on. It's like, look, we set the rules and we reviewed videos and we assessed penalties. Is it a perfect system? No. They're going to learn from it. They're like, okay, we're looking at it and there's stuff. But here's the thing. I bet they'll continue doing the online stuff. He said it's not going away. The direction should be clear. And probably, hey, why don't you give us multiple video angles to look at so that we can make sure that what we're seeing is what we're seeing. But even that kind of has me, the one video of Patrick Vellner that I watched, I mean, it's not a great angle, but you can clearly see his head's forward. I'll show it later. But here's the thing, and I'll get to this. Y'all, what you're whining about, what's being whined about, is people didn't follow directions. It was a process failure on the athlete's part. We'll get to that in a second. But seriously, Andrew Hiller's is probably the funniest and the most honest, in my opinion. I actually have some sympathy for him to a degree. Amanda Harry and Craig Richey, I don't get. And what's funny is I really like Craig Richey. I love his positivity and the energy he brings. I think he's a great guy. I'd love to meet him in person. I don't have tickets to the games. It's just down the street for me. But I would love to meet him in person. I think he's a good guy. But I completely disagree with the video he posted recently. So, and we'll just start off with it. Right here.
But I can't see hundreds of athletes on the same workout trying to cheat. And especially the level and caliber of athletes that have been done for it,
So, he goes on that, they're cheating. They're assessing these major penalties. No, it's not cheating. It's they didn't do the movement correctly. The movement standard was written. You read the movement standard and do what the direction says. That easy. I mean, here's just you lock out. It was, get your head, not here, here. That's it. Do the agility, It was right there in the directions, and they failed. Sorry, Patrick Vellner, I'm sure he is a super great guy. The videos I've seen of him, wonderful person. But I'm sorry, he got the wrong answer. He wasn't cheating. He got the wrong answer. It was a math test. 5 plus 5, and he wrote 6. Sorry, wrong answer. And the thing about, there's thousands of videos and they didn't review them all. Well, I'm tearing down the freeway doing 80 miles an hour. I would never do that. This isn't Minecraft. And traffic around me. This is Texas. Traffic around me is moving at least 80 miles an hour. Posted speed limit is 65, 70. Unless you're in one of those really cool areas where it's 85. But even when it's not 65, or even when it's not posted as 85, the speed limit actually in Texas is 85 minimum. But here's the thing. It's posted 65. You're cruising along with traffic, doing 80, and DPS nails you. Pulls you over, and the dude's writing you a ticket, and you're like, dude, everybody's doing that speed. That guy right over there. And it's like, yeah, but you're getting the ticket. I can't write them for everybody. Now, CrossFit, on their part, maybe they could get some better stuff, bring in temps, I don't know, work something out. But, you know, here's the thing. If you're one of those games athletes, those elite people who are so wonderful and so great at exercising, you got to expect your video is going to be looked at. So act accordingly. You know, you guys talk about professionalizing the sport. Well, hate to tell you this, those videos are a part of it, and we're going to get there in a second. So yeah, you know, what got caught out was they didn't follow the directions. Now, maybe some people are cheating, but to me, cheating's more like you're shooting up some Trenbolone or Anavar, things like that. That's, to me, really cheating. Okay, if you're intentionally quarter squatting wall balls or something like that, sure, that's cheating. But what Vellner was doing was just wrong. He didn't follow the directions. Wasn't cheating. So, move on. The next piece, I couldn't find it, and I swear I heard Craig Richey said this, but hey,
Fitness Athletes Association should sit down with CrossFit, and because online qualifications are going nowhere, come up with a list of movements that are pretty foolproof, right?
Amanda Harry very clearly takes, and well, I'll shut up and here's the video.
Or just not using movements that are as likely to receive as many penalties.
So this is nonsense that just really gives me the liquid grunts. Oh, it's hard to judge box step-ups. No, it isn't. So we should take these movements out. No. And as kind of, I'll be honest, some of this stuff to me is a little disrespectful to normal CrossFitters like myself. You know, you have, like, Tia couldn't be bothered to do single unders at the game. You know, 75 single unders. That's all she was asked to do. And she couldn't be bothered to do that. And she's supposed to be the fittest on earth. Really? 75 single unders. Scaled athletes do that all day long. Little kids on playgrounds do single unders all day long. But Tia couldn't because, oh, she's the queen of fitness, right? No. It's disrespectful because, you know, there are people who are working really hard to be good athletes, and these people are role models, and they couldn't be bothered to look at the movement standards and make sure that they did it correctly. I mean, Andrew Hiller's entire channel is built on calling that out, and he's been doing it for a while. You'd think, can you guys learn? I mean, people look up to you, and when you fail, it says something. And you talk, I hear this talk about professionalizing the sport, and I'm like, where? That's, you know, and so I'll get into it now. That, you know, what I see here, and I've seen it over and over, it's a failure of process on your part. You know that there's an on their part. Sorry. I'm worked up. This just irritates the hell out of me. But it's a failure of process on the... English sometimes is difficult. It's a failure process on the athlete's part. Not necessarily, yes, CrossFit can improve their processes, but the athletes need to improve their processes. And hey, it's a competitive advantage at this point, first mover opportunity, because here's the thing. All of these people, I mean, you had people knocked out of the semifinals because they screwed up. They screwed up. CrossFit didn't. They did. And they got caught, and that's what they're upset about. You need a process that you put together that says, okay, I'm going to get my judge. We're going to review the movement standards that are in this workout. and we're going to sit down. Video submission standards are very clear. So we're going to sit down, we're going to set up my stage that I'm going to do the workout in, and we're going to set things up. We're going to mark it so that we know the edges. Like when I set up to do this video, I have a brick under my feet that tells me where to stand so that I can see my phone. I have my fence behind me. I know what the frame is. I know how far I can move and all like that. Well, you need to do the same thing with your workout. You put your stuff in there, you measure it, you do all of the stuff that CrossFit tells you to do to have a valid submission. You make sure you don't, like Hiller was showing this one dude, he's doing his thrusters and half his body is, well, at one point I think the guy was all the way off the screen. So yeah, invalid video, boom, you're gone. And you know, again, you're a professional. This is your paycheck. I mean, Craig Richey was going on, oh, these athletes, this is how they make their money and their sponsors are relying on this. Yeah, so set up your process. So you've set up, you know what your movement standard is. You've set up to make a good video. You then shoot the thing, and your judge is your buddy in this case, really, because they're going to make sure that when CrossFit looks at your video, oh God, please don't knock the camera over. Anyway. When CrossFit looks at your video, they're not going to have any reason to give you any penalties, major or minor. Your video sails through, you get all the points. And guess what? Like I said, this is a competitive advantage at this point because other athletes aren't doing this. Clearly, Tia got nuked, which, by the way, what about all of the other workouts she did? How many penalties did they miss? Because, hey, she's Tia. Now, Castro says, no, we don't play favorites, but gotta wonder, she got caught this time. What about all the other times? Which goes to the whole respect thing. You know, do the frickin' single under. Then, after you finish the workout, how to catch up, you review the video, and you review it mercilessly. When I do Pluralsight videos, dude, my editor, he went through all the uhs and other stuff I do. We're sitting there cutting those out. He catches it, my sound quality, all of those things. Well, you need to do the same thing, except what you're looking at is, okay, again, did I do this right? Because here's the thing, I'll be up front. Had I written the movement standard, I'd put in crap like stick your tongue out at the top. So you do your step up and then stick your tongue out or some crap like that, just to catch you not following the standard. It's that simple. Yes, it's silly, but it's stuff like that. It's simple. I mean, how hard would that be? And Craig was like, oh, they're racing and they're going as fast as they can. Yeah, MotoGP riders are going as fast as they freaking can. But they follow the rules. They do it within, they stay on the track. They kind of have to at that speed. Well, if you can't hit the movement standard, I mean, this is straight out of CrossFit. If you're moving so fast that your form starts breaking down, that means you need to slow it down. I mean, that's what normal CrossFitters have to do. What makes these games athletes special that, oh, well, we can let our form break down and we don't have to move to the movement standard because, I'm Patrick Vellner or Medeiros or whoever you are. No, you have to do it better than we do it. This is your, what's being gone on, what they're crying about. Oh, it's their job. Yeah, it's their job. Do your freaking job. Could you imagine if a surgeon half-assed his job? People die. CrossFitters, okay. Upside, people don't die because a games athlete doesn't lock their head, move their head over their shoulders. But maybe it's too bad they don't. Maybe then they take it seriously. Man, I'm talking a long time. Anyway, but you put together a process. You review all the stuff. You make sure that the product that you deliver to CrossFit is impeccable so that they look at it. Dave Castro gets that MP4 file. He's like, oh, damn, that looks good. Off you go. On to the games. You don't get knocked out of the quarterfinals because you didn't have the respect to look at your stuff. And, the whole thing of let's limit the movements so that, they don't get penalties. No. I mean, CrossFit's given up well, they gave up the most important thing, Greg Glassman. You guys have given up Pukey the Clown. You don't use the term or the slogan Forging Elite Fitness. There's a bunch of stuff, CrossFit's being Disneyfied step by step. And what I hear Craig and Amanda saying is just more Disneyfication, not professionalization, Disneyfication, dummying it down, watering it down, making it less, which is exactly what the world wants. They want CrossFit to go away, which I think if it does, it'll be too bad. And, again, like I said, with the movement standards, you're lucky I'm not involved with that. And you're also lucky I'm not involved in picking the movement standards. You don't like the box step up. I'd throw things that you like, the dragon squat.
Hardest one, we're gonna do a dragon squat on our left. Coming up.
Put some Turkish get-ups. How about a 10-minute AMRAP of Turkish get-ups? God, that'd be horrible. Jump rope. Y'all freaked out because they threw double under crossovers into the games. I'd throw TS at you. Yeah, let's get some shoulder mobility going. Show that off. So anyway, I really hope that CrossFit improves their process to review the videos. And I think their process is communicating out that, yeah, we're really looking at this and you need to read the movement standard and follow it. And the real outcome that I want to see is I want professional athletes to be professional. Start treating it like it's a job. It's not just working out. My job as a senior architect for my organization goes beyond just writing code. I have to teach other developers how to develop code the way I want it developed, the way the organization wants it developed. I have to talk to executives about the decisions they're making and how they impact the technology and how the technology can help them do stuff. I would rather spend all my time writing code. But in order to get to do that, I have to do these other things. You want to be a professional athlete, it's more than doing the clang and bang. Sorry. You're going to have to do other stuff. And that means you're going to have to figure out how do you present your workout in such a way that it doesn't take any penalties. Sorry. Anyway, this is way too long and it's starting to rain on me, so I'm out of here.